all of your favorite fighting game creators' videos are going down. And you might be wondering, how can we be so dumb to fall for such a simple phishing scam? Well, it actually wasn't that simple. And I kind of want to explain what happened to me over this weekend, starting from Friday. So essentially, when you are in like the creator space, gaming space, you have a couple of ways of making money, right? So you can get a brand deal either for a prolonged period of time or just once, like a one-time thing. You can meet people in person and then kind of work together to make something happen and then work for your company that way. If you're lucky enough to be on an organization, like an esports team, you can get it from them. You could also be solicited through emails and you could be solicited through DMs. So in my case, I've done a few through my old organization, Beast Coast. So way back in like 2020, we did 4 Loko activations that was like really good, and that was a brand I was like pretty passionate about, and I used to meme about all the time. And I got some like maybe not off-brand, but like kind of random ones through Beast Coast. Like a while back, we had one through like a finance company, if I recall correctly, that I put on a video about Naoto from Persona, Shadow Naoto especially. That was pretty funny. An actual email would look like this, and I worked with this company. I worked with Manscaped through an agency that reached out to me through emails. Even through DMs, I got a good one. This one was for the Testament cardigan that was really cool. I thought that was a cool product, so I wanted to work with them. So my DMs are open on Twitter, and I have an email for people to reach out to me. Now, DMs from a business perspective are mostly spam, honestly. A lot of John Smiths from companies that have no interest in FGC and I have no real connection with. But sometimes the ball strikes close to home. So there's actually 2 in particular here. So there's one from an @DustinHanks and one from an @JulieRBMH. So the Dustin Hanks one, the first one, is with Alienware. Alienware makes a lot of sense in FGC at the moment, especially with the push in games like SF6 to have PC be the main competitive platform. 2XKO is on the horizon as well, and Alpha Lab at least was PC only. RBMH is Red Bull Media House. There are Red Bull athletes in the FGC, and my own former teammate, Apology Man, was on Red Bull for a while. This was not a weird out of the blue message to get, and rather these ones I was actually pretty excited. But of course, it could be too good to be true, so you always have to do your due diligence, right? So starting with Alienware, this is the LinkedIn, all pretty legit, and despite the profile picture looking a little sus, like I do remember when I tagged the account that hacked me, basically. People are like, how did you follow for this? This looks like an AI generated image. But when you go on the LinkedIn, it's all him. Like the picture is like, oh man, like kind of generic, but the picture's track. And this person even went to events that I've gone to, like DreamHack and TwitchCon. TwitchCon I went to for the first time this year. Discussions in DMs went back and forth pretty smoothly. And after finalizing a couple of things, the account mentions that I have to sign an NDA, as it is in regards to a campaign that's not public. Now, NDAs are pretty common, and over the years, I've signed a few for games, upcoming events, and brand deals. And usually the company signs first, and then they send you something, either through like Dropbox or DocuSign. So in this case, I was asked to use Zoho. When I told people after the fact, they were like, what the hell is Zoho? Red flag. But actually, in my last couple of office jobs, before I went full-time in gaming and started doing content creation, I use Zoho quite a bit, and they do a few things like content management systems or like project management planning, like that type of stuff. Now, since this was through DMs, they asked me to use a code, which is not usually that common. Usually, like a company sends you something they sign. They're like, yeah, just click this, read through it, and then like that's it. And you do it all online. So I did want to scan it. I used a site called Virus Total to see if the link was legit. They said seemed to be nothing wrong here. So from there, I download a PDF. Still nothing. So I'm actually chilling. So since there's a PDF, I feel kind of chill. I open a PDF, and honestly, it looks pretty unprofessional. And I'm like, maybe they whipped this up really quick because they're trying to move. I've seen some less than well put together PDFs of like stuff that I have to do in the past. So I still wasn't really feeling any type of way. Now, I'm scrolling through for a couple of minutes and see nowhere to sign. or nowhere to click to sign or anything like that. And within 10 minutes, the email associated with my YouTube has its passwords changed, the recovery number is changed, and a physical passkey is set on my account. As soon as that happened, I knew I got. I don't know how many of you use a physical security key, but once that's on your account, that's GG's. And honestly, I felt pretty bad. I mean, bad is the understatement of the day. I felt terrible. I know it's not like greed, but the past couple months, I've been trying to do more of these type of deals so I could put more money towards content. So like paying for editors and doing bigger projects. For example, earlier this year, I did an event called LK's Masters Invitational, and I worked with both my former organization, Beast Coast, and a good friend of mine's production company called Main Game, and they basically funded the event. I was pretty much like the people person, stream person, like planning for the event person, and even though I was really happy with how the event went, I felt bad that I couldn't contribute more in that way and like guarantee more events and stuff. I did go to Twitter preemptively to let YouTube know that my account was compromised, while it seemed like my vids were being deleted in batches. So I've been grinding YouTube since 2019 in Dragon Ball FighterZ Season 2, but I've actually had this account since 2006, or maybe 2005. Now, there are so many videos on this account that I'm not actually done combing through and making stuff public, even though if you look at my account, it'll say that there's 1,200 videos on the account, and I'm not done. I only got back to around like Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2.0, like right at the end of 2.0, right before I started posting videos about the Dragon Ball FighterZ beta. Seeing my entire fighting game life, along with even like me playing Melee as a teenager, just disappear was pretty rough. Now, when that's done, a bunch of videos promoting crypto of all things comes up, and then the account starts streaming, and a little while later, YouTube takes that down and unlists my channel. A fair question you might ask is, why did you not use two-factor authentication? Why was it so easy for them to get into your account? So first, for both YouTube and Twitch, for any like aspiring creators or people who just don't know, when you become a partner, you are actually required to use two-factor authentication. By now, I think most of y'all watching should know what that is, but for those not in the know, this is something like using another device or an application to confirm it's actively you. Kind of like another layer of protection into your account. I don't know about you, but I actually did this pretty quickly, simply using my phone number. I think most people just use their phone number, but what the hacker does is that when you open the PDF, or in some people's cases, like download the exe, a program looks through your current session history in your cache. Many websites have like a trusted device option or remember this device option, along with autofill for passwords, so that's how they get it. Then they change auto info really quick, as when you make big changes to YouTube videos, you get asked repeatedly to confirm your identity by two-factor authentication, which at this point is simple for them. Also, hopefully I explained this thing the right way. A couple of people explained it to me. If I screwed up, just let me know in the comments. And by the way, this was all just to shill some crypto to the moon, as we say. Let's go. But anyway, getting back to the account, it took some work to get it back. A big thing that happened was that after some back and forth with YouTube, they did help, and I did get the account back. So I changed emails, I added recovery email so I could like communicate with YouTube and like do stuff with the account, got my phone up back on there, made new passwords. But one of their steps involved using a browser device with only one account available in the browser, basically. And I had to do this to remove the hacker's account from this YouTube account because they add their own recovery emails and things like that. I did this on my phone for the like kind of just making two-factor stuff pretty easy, especially because I added an app to do the two-factor instead of my actual phone number, which I was told was a little bit better for security. When I removed all the other accounts though, I was forced to add an app I've never heard of called Google Family Link. This is a real app, and it has a parent manage a family group on Google, but I had to have one account on my phone to make the changes. So first I had to remove my other accounts. I have a separate account for just like YouTube video raw footage that I like send to editors or have around so that I can edit while I'm away. I have a general traveling email, like my actual email that I use to communicate with people and things like that, I had to remove all of those from my phone. As soon as that happened and I installed the family link, I got a notification, which is still on my phone, by the way, of a parent. So basically somebody working with the hacker is now monitoring my phone. This is where I actually panicked. So I couldn't use my recovery email anymore. I couldn't add any emails. I couldn't remove the email that's on the phone. I could not factory reset the phone either. The parent had to approve all of this. And again, there's this message on my phone that is just chilling that says some person is just monitoring my phone at all times. If I didn't have my tablet on me, I think I would have been boned. And honestly, my YouTube would not be back at the moment. And I would have no idea how to actually communicate with YouTube, because on Twitter, just like, yeah, just go to your emails. But thankfully, I was able to stay in communication via my tablet. They basically told me to remove the supervision. But if you do that, then the device becomes locked because the parent did not approve the removal of this supervision. And I'm not sure about it. I'm asking them multiple times because I don't want to be away without a phone. It's not very fun. I just had it happen at an Arc World Tour event like 2 weeks ago that something happened to my phone. So I was really trying to avoid this, especially because it makes actually moving between locations difficult. They were just like the friend that asked you, why don't you mash more? Basically, they were just like, yo, just do it, bro. So I did do it. After doing it, I was able to finish securing the account. So my phone was not being supervised anymore. And I removed all the family stuff. I left the family plan. They make you go through a couple of additional things like checking your AdSense and seeing if you have any connected accounts that were used. And like I mentioned before, I use different emails for different things. And this YouTube account is connected to an email that's basically just for uploading to YouTube, so they weren't really able to get into other stuff. So that was nice. But also, my phone is basically a clock that does two-factor for just this account. But the main problem is solved. So you can be vigilant, you can dodge like 30,000 scammers, but it really only takes one to get through to like just really wreck your shit, honestly. So you might be wondering, what are you doing now? So what are you up to now? So the account is back, and basically programming is going back to normal after this video. I had a bunch of stuff pre-recorded for traveling to my friend's wedding and see Otaku. I'm going to go back to continue to publicize old videos. So basically anything before Dragon Ball FighterZ is mostly like tech videos. I know some people reference these tech videos for stuff like for Exert and every now and then for Blaze Blue and stuff like that. And then there's just some like old stuff there. So I just wanted all to be back. So I'm going to be doing that. If you don't use a password manager, please do. If you're a budding content creator, I also recommend having a unique email for content creation that's not connected to anything. That really probably saved my shit, I'm not gonna lie. I'm also trying to lock down security more for the future, especially when I go home. And as for the hacker, that account is still up with less followers or something. I reported the account, of course, and the Red Bull one is also still up. Companies have been posting to be vigilant, and I have a friend in the industry that reached out to me like pretty fast after my account got unlisted, saying that he actually had connections at these companies and like let people know directly what was going on. So that was very helpful, and I'm very thankful to him for that. So it's hard in these streets, but basically that's what happened. To be honest, there's actually more I want to talk about, but just for this video, I just want to focus on the YouTube thing. Thank you so much for all of your patience. I am really, really sorry this happened. Again, I know people are going to say I shouldn't feel this way, but it made me just feel like I was too greedy, even though I wanted to like use money for like content stuff, like just invest more into content and like do more stuff for y'all, and put out stuff that I'm just interested in doing, and I think people would like to see. In the future, I'm going to try to be more diligent. Apparently a DSP someone tried to fish DSP and he smoked them in the DM. So maybe I got to learn from our boy, you know what I'm saying? In addition to reaching out to the parent company to just confirm that they're actually doing these type of campaigns, I think is the best move for me. I do have some other news. If you're on Twitter, like you probably have seen like a bunch of stuff's been going on, but I'm just going to focus on CEO Otaku this weekend, and we'll be back streaming and doing all my stuff next week. So yeah. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'm not really going to shill my stuff at the end of this video since it's kind of not about fighting games, but Just like and subscribe if you guys feel like it. Thank you to everyone who helped me out, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.